Are you searching for cheap flights, perhaps to the Philippines, Southeast Asia, someplace else in the world? Anyway, I've been researching and come up with a few ideas, advice, and I'm going to pass them on to you. I'm here in the Philippines. 3 trips, 10 years. I've been into Mexico and Canada, and a number of other countries as well, Vietnam. Anyway, we're going to get into some details about how you can find some of the tricks, some of the old tricks. Apparently don't work anymore. You know, everything evolves. Anyway, I'm going to use as an example flying from Los Angeles to Cebu, but we're going to use an app called Google Google Travel slash flights, and they put out some excellent information. I'm also aware of a few other sites that will give you alerts, and I'm going to give you details about that. And anyway, let's get into the details. So let's start by going over to google.com/travel and flights. We're talking about flights. And you've got a number of options here, and I'll get into some of the more details and some of the tricks with Google. I've been checking out, and anyway, if you're going to do round trip, going to do one way or multi-city, and some people say that doing one way, really depends upon where you're flying to, what time of the year, what the demand is, and which airline it is. But multi-city might be a better option. And let's plug in. Let's do Los Angeles, California, and where to. Let's type in Cebu City, all airports, and multi-city. You can plug in another one here if you want to stop in Hawaii. Yeah, depending upon your plans, you can do round trip, one way, multi-city, and sometimes multi-city might give you some options that you wouldn't get one person. And you've got economy, premium economy, business, or first class. And what I have, as far as getting bumped into a better seat, what I have read is that if you're less likely to get bumped into a better seat if you're economy. Premium economy, there's more likelihood that you're going to get bumped up to business class if there's some issues with your seat, for instance, something like that. And let's just look at some of the dates here. What's nice, they've got these calendar grids here where you can look off way into the future. And September, boy, we're into the Burr months, September, October, November, December. Trying to give me prices in a different language or different currency. And I want to, here I'm on flights. I want to change my currency. I want the US dollar. It gives me lots of choices. Suggested currencies and Japanese yen, euro, British pound, and then all currencies. Drop down there. Okay. All right, let's go back to the grid here and see what we get. All right, September, 395, 380, some 401. Oh, we're getting some relatively inexpensive flights. 16th, 380, 410 there. Let's go into, really cheap flights. Surprised me. Still mostly in the 300s in September. 300s, starting to get into the 400s. Still some 390s. They're in October. November, I expect they're going to start going up. You're getting closer to the Christmas season. More OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, will be flying in December. Yeah, look at this, December. Prices start going up into the 500s, 600, 700. 800, 900, 1100, 1300. So it looks like the December 31st is the cheapest day to fly, because a lot of people are, this New Year's Eve, of course. And how about 2026, go into January? And there again, they drop back into the mostly the 400s here, some 300s. So yeah, this is an excellent way to start finding the cheapest days to fly. If you have options from 380 on up, February, March. So let's go back to September 16th. I'm gonna fly in here. Okay, done. Let's look at some other things here. Cheapest round trip flights. 673 Cathay Pacific, one stop, 31 hours, September 1 through September 14th. Cheapest round trip flight from Los Angeles Cebu City is currently 673. Cheapest one-way flight 359. China Eastern, one stop in China someplace. Right. And fastest flight 17 hours 55. Fastest flight with stops from Los Angeles to Cebu takes 17 hours 55 minutes. Not sure if there's if that's direct flight. I think direct flight from Los Angeles to Cebu would be something like 14 hours. So I suspect that has a stop in Manila. And we can go down here. Typical prices, cheapest, most expensive prices, and you can see the graph gives you an idea where we're at. And the closer we get, they start going up a little bit. October, November, December, especially the last couple of weeks of December, they go up substantially. And the airlines that fly from Los Angeles to Cebu City, as you go down here, give you another various options. Now Starlux has been getting, I believe they're going to start next year, and I forget which month, if it's January or February maybe, they're going to start having direct flights from LA to Cebu City. 17 weekly connecting flights, LAX, every day. And I've heard some good reports from some of my subscribers saying they've used them. Popular airports, Los Angeles International, Hollywood Burbank. You can get email notifications. You can turn this on, and you can change the destination as well up here. But yeah, you can get email notifications here. So there are a number of other companies that will give you price alerts too, and these companies have free plans. They will give you a certain number of alerts for free, and then if you want more alerts, deeper dive into things, you have to pay a little bit. But flight alert companies, Daily Drop Pro is one, even though it's a Pro, says Pro, Daily Drop, D-R-O-P, Pro. They've got free and paid accounts. Thrifty Traveler is another one. They've got free and paid accounts. Thrifty Traveler is one. Similar to Google, they've actually have people ads rather than computerized like Google is. They've got people that will go out and search for the cheapest flights for you. There's another one, Airfare Search, that gets a little more in depth. I have not used it, but I've read about it. ITA Matrix. It's an airfare search, and I'll have to go and maybe one day do a video about that. Layover flights are generally considered less than 24 hours. Stopover flight would be more than 24 hours. So there's a difference there. Some airports, I think Korean Air, if you fly Korean and you have a long layover in Korea, they will actually issue you a tourist visa for 1, 2, 3 days, something like that, and you can, without going through a long process, just your you're stopping over in Korea. And then I have read that a number of different perks that you might get if you belong to whatever airline that you're going to fly with. If you belong to their membership frequent flyer thing, even if you hardly ever fly, you're more apt to get an upgrade if they've overbooked, or if they have like a business seat available. You book economy or economy plus, and they have a seat in business or first class. If you have a flight membership, you're more apt to get asked if you want something like that. Some airlines, I think there's only one or two right now in the U.S. based, offer you to bid for upgrades. Canada Air is one, and they've got a number of Cathay Pacific, I think. But you can actually bid. You can say, I want an upgrade. If you have seats available, I'll pay. They will tell you the range that they usually accept. It might be $100 more to go into business class, 150. You can bid on it, and if they have 5 seats available and 5 people bid on it, they will they make more money and you get a better seat. Um, Also read that it's best to avoid Monday early mornings. A lot of business people are flying Monday mornings, and they fly late afternoon and evening, Thursdays and Fridays, going back to their office. So if you try to book your flights on other days, you're more likely to find open seats in business class, for instance, if you can want to try to upgrade. And then you can use a site called Seat Maps to try to find out the best seats to sit at, or Lopa, Aero, Aero, and then another word, Lopa. I believe they're a couple that have all the various airplanes, and they give you information about the better and the worst seats on those types of airplanes as well. So yeah, if you have any other hacks, any other good deals, good ways to look, I know that I've used many years ago. I've used Skyscanner. I've used a bunch of different apps trying to find the best. Then I usually go directly to the airline to book. Because that way, if there's an issue, you can deal directly with the airline. If you have an issue going through another company, you've got to deal with that company who has to deal with the airline. And anyway, that's the advice I read the most often. And then jumping over to their filters page, you can narrow it down by the number of stops, any number of stops, 1 stop or fewer, 2 stops or fewer. You can do that. You can do the airlines. You can pick alliances. There are a number of different alliances, so you will, in fact, think American, and who are they lined up with? They're lined up with a couple of other airlines. So if you pick one of those alliances, then they will just fly you on those, and you might book your ticket through American, but they might fly you on one of their alliance partners, for instance. Otherwise, you can just choose here pretty much all airlines, or you can uncheck some of these airlines if you don't want to fly some of these airlines. Many people don't want to fly the China Airlines. They don't want to stop in China, afraid of being harassed because of various issues going on in the West Philippine Sea, South China Sea right now. So you might uncheck some of this stuff. Number of bags do you want? You want to carry on? You want a carry-on bag? One bag? Philippine Airlines, that was my first flight here. Not a bad price at all. And let's see, do they have Let's find out. Are they direct or do they have a stop? 2 free checked bags and 1 free carry-on. And okay, 19 hours 40 minutes, 1 stop in Manila. 3 hours and 20 minutes. So, yeah, it's not bad. Bag fee info isn't available when booking with agodatrip.com. Yeah, so that's one thing. I've had a lot of my friends that have flown here and out. They say a lot of these airlines, they're charging you to pick a seat, and they're charging you for bags, like they didn't used to do that. Uh, so you can book with some of these other people if you like, or you can go directly. And then I went into first class. Wow, I am jealous you guys can afford to fly first class. Wow, 8,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000. Wow, wow, wow. Would that be nice? Would be nice. Lay down there and sleep during the flight. I'm jealous of you guys, girls. And in our filters, one way, one person, economy, where to. We're just gonna, you can pick Europe, Japan, Paris, France, London, and different airports in London, number of different choices there. They do not allow you to put in like Africa, Southeast Asia, different parts. Let's just hit anywhere. See what we come up with. Flights only, Las Vegas. So they've got a map here. You can scroll in and out, and find out. So Los Angeles, uh, even they'll give you domestic flights over here. Las Vegas 45. Boy, I've watched some videos about Las Vegas is lacking a lot of tourists, a lot of people spending money because they've, with resort fees and other fees and worse odds at the tables and gambling, fewer and fewer people. Boy, you can get some really low prices going into South America, Boston. Anyway, let's go over here. Where do you want to fly today? Athens, 229. Wow. Super one-way prices. Let's go over here to Southeast Asia. Most people who watch my channel are more interested in Southeast Asia. Cebu City, 380. 320 to Singapore. 364 Hong Kong. Zoom in a little bit closer here. This thing is not working as fast as it could be. Da Nang, 360, Ho Chi Minh City. I've been to Nha Trang. I've been into Ho Chi Minh City, and then I went to Nha Trang up here. Yeah, Nha Trang right there, 473. Took a train long train ride from Saigon, or what they call Ho Chi Minh City now. And yeah, lots of choices. Davao City, Cebu City 380, Manila 353, Laoag City up in the north. And what about Angeles? Does Angeles show up here? Not yet. Ketaklan, that's over near Boracay. And can we get Angeles City in here? Should show up. There you go. 379 to Angeles City. Pretty good deal. This is for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Anyway, if you are a little bit flexible on your times that you fly, you can find better deals. And yeah, use a couple of those other sites as well and check it out. And yeah, my friend just got a ticket to fly back to, I think, back to Vegas. He lives between Phoenix and Vegas, and he's going to fly into Vegas. And he thought he had a No stops, direct flight. But turns out he's got, I think, 2 stops. He didn't he didn't notice that when it was late at night when he was booking the thing. And I know years ago I used some other site, and I forget what it was. It wasn't Scanner. Skyscanner was another one, and I booked it through this other company, and there was a $50 charge on my ticket for using that service, and kind of ticked me off. So I'm very leery of actually booking through other services now, and almost always will just go directly to the airline. Just I think it's safer, especially if you've got disruptions, other issues. Anyway, looking forward to your comments and your any suggestions. And thanks for coming along. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.